Stroller's Theater is back with their latest production, Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. And here to tell us a little bit more about the production, director Greg Harris and Puck, played by Sean Langenecker. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Now, first, let's start with you, Greg. How do you make this different? It's been performed so many times. Most people are familiar with it, and you have a pretty small area you're dealing with.
Yeah, totally. Well, most of Shakespeare's plays were done with 15 actors originally. A pretty small company. So I just started with that. 15 was my limit. And so I started working with the script and seeing how I could double parts. One of the ways that I think we're different is the mechanicals. Bottom and the other people who are doing the play are doubled with the fairies, which is not often done. I also am doubling Hippolyta with Titania, but not Theseus with Oberon. So it's a lot of egghead stuff about Shakespeare, but yeah, it just makes it a little bit different.
And, of course, Puck, the highlight of the production. Tell us a little bit about your character, first off, Sean.
Well, he is based on a folk character, Robin Goodfellow, and Shakespeare sort of borrowed him and put him in this story. And so he does have a little bit of basis in history, but Shakespeare made him into this other sort of fun sort of character. So he's a mischief maker by nature, but he is also does good if you treat him well. One of the conceits of the play that we've added is that we have given Puck, or I have a broom or some sort of sweeping instrument. The folk story goes that if you were good to Robin Goodfellow, he would sweep out your house at the night, clean up after.
Okay, so that's where the broom's from.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Okay.
but if you weren't good to him, sort of like Santa Claus, if he didn't put out cookies and milk, he would do cruel little acts to you. So, so that's kind of where that came from, and so. Greg and I talked a little bit about that at the beginning of rehearsing this, and so I have kind of taken that to heart. I think my Puck is a little meaner than most
And
people
we'll watch for
play
him with the broom.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And now tell us about the live music that you have, too.
We have a live band every performance, 3 musicians, amazing musicians, D.B. Pedersen, A.J. Grimm, and Brian Grimm.
And now your run has already started, but you
Yes.
will be continuing through the 25th.
2 more weekends.
All of this happening at the Bartell Theater, so you just have 2 weekends to catch all of the action. And, of course, with Puck also, you were talking about having some live sound effects, too.
Yeah, it's sort of an amazing thing. I have a backup band, a backup singer is more or less. They have added all these different sounds to things that I'm doing during the show, and it's so neat. It's literally like having a backup band during a play.
It's like live radio.
Sounds, yeah.
And it sounds like a lot of fun. So, A Midsummer Night's Dream occurring at the Bartell Theater, presented by Stroller's Theater. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.